to succeed against Ukraine, because the historic resistance of the Ukrainian army continues to thwart Putin's invasion plans. The city of Bakhmut, where the most intense clashes have taken place since the beginning of the war, is the region where the Russian army has suffered the most casualties. Although Putin tried many different moves in these regions, he failed to achieve success. Putin aims to occupy Bakhmut and expand into Ukrainian territory. To do this, he first needs to encircle areas southwest of Bakhmut, such as the city of Ivanivsk. Then he needs to take control of the areas to the west, such as the town of Chasiv Yar, which serves as a supply line. But Putin has failed at the very beginning of this plan. The Ukrainian army recently carried out a successful operation in the city of Ivanivsk. The Ukrainian army organized a new operation targeting the occupiers in the city of Ivanivsk. As Anka Daily News team, we will report all the developments of this operation with our understanding of accurate and unbiased journalism. But Putin has failed at the very beginning of this plan. The Ukrainian army recently carried out a successful operation in the city of Ivanivsk. The Ukrainian army organized a new operation targeting the occupiers in the city of Ivanivsk. As Anka Daily News team, we will report all the developments of this operation with our understanding of accurate and unbiased journalism. You can click the Super Thanks button to support our cover Repelled. Following this development, the Russian invaders intensified their attacks west of Bakhmut. But the invaders were surprised by the successful defense and counterattacks of the Ukrainian army. Images of the latest developments in the city of Ivanivsk once again revealed the losses of the Russian army. In the images shared on social media by the 5th Separate Assault Brigade of Ukraine, a tank belonging to the Ukrainian army first draws attention. It is seen that the fast-moving tank is continuously firing at a point. After completing its firing, the Ukrainian army tank retreats and is replaced by a military land vehicle equipped with machine guns. The military vehicle continues firing at the area where the tank was firing. Due to the density of smoke in the firing area, the occupying soldiers cannot be recognized at first. In the rest of the footage, the trench of the Russian army and the fleeing soldiers are clearly visible. Russian soldiers in the trench are trying to run in zigzags to escape the fire of the combat vehicle. While the Russian invaders are trying to escape, 4 Ukrainian soldiers descend from the back of the combat vehicle. The Javelin missiles carried by Ukrainian soldiers on their shoulders are clearly visible. Ukrainian soldiers launch missiles at the invaders in the trench who are trying to escape and are unaware that they will die in a few seconds. Ukrainian soldiers with machine guns and Javelin missiles continue to advance in the trench and continue their attacks until there is not a single invader left in the trench. Footage of the attack in Ivanivsk was released by Ukraine's 5th Separate Assault Brigade. However, the soldiers in the footage are believed to belong to the 24th Separate Assault Battalion, also known as Adar Battalion. No clear information was shared about the losses suffered by Russian soldiers as a result of this attack. Although it is not known how many invaders were killed or how much equipment was lost in the attack, it is clearly seen in the shared image that all the soldiers in the trench were killed. It is not known exactly when this incident, which is estimated to have taken place in the past days, took place. The violence of the clashes in Bakhmut does not stop. The Russian army lost a lot of military personnel in Bakhmut, as well as a large number of equipment. One of these was the Russia Ka-25 gunship helicopter that was shot down the other day. The Ukrainian army announced that a Russian Ka-25 helicopter was shot down near Bakhmut. Ukraine's 10th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade announced on its social media account that the helicopter belonging to the invaders was shot down during an attempted airstrike on Ukrainian troops. Wagner Group suffered the most casualties in Bakhmut. Wagner Group boss Yevgeny Prigozhin released a video last week. In this video, it was seen that the Russian flag was placed in the administrative center of Bakhmut. With these images, Prigozhin declared a kind of victory in Bakhmut. Clashes continue in almost every region of Bakhmut. The Russian occupiers continue to make baseless statements to hide their losses and their retreat in Bakhmut. Putin's efforts in Bakhmut are failing every time. Almost the entire Wagner Group is fighting in this region. In Bakhmut alone, the Wagner Group has lost more than 30,000 soldiers. Together with the Wagner Group, Putin placed Chechen soldiers belonging to Kadirov and Russian prisoners, whom he deceived with the promise of freedom in Bakhmut. It is now clear that Putin has failed against Ukraine. Even Russian politicians, writers, and war analysts say that Putin is increasingly likely to lose the war. Opposition politician Alexander Osovtsov said that the Russian army is getting weaker every day and will not be able to realize its plans. He also commented on the course of the war. Osovtsov said, "My vision is that all the plans of Putin and his generals will be ruined. They wanted to get Kiev in 3 days. And today it is rather funny to think they believed that was possible." What's going on? The Russian army, which they presented as a terrible and strong force, is fighting for Volodar, Bakhmut, and is spending month by month in the attempts to occupy such towns and even villages. And of course it means they are not far from losing this war at all. Normally, such regimes have to be finished and destroyed after the military defeat. That's why we're doing our best to prepare ourselves and to replace the current authorities of Russia. The whole world has accepted that Putin is close to losing. Russian writers and politicians now openly state that Putin will lose. So despite all these facts, why doesn't Russian leader Vladimir Putin back down from his decision to invade